against the wall. Is he gonna? He's going out of frame right there. Yeah, that's exactly what we saw. I think there was a little harder contact than to bring him to the pits.
That wasn't quite probably it right there. So maybe it was later on that he got it out of the wall harder, which we've seen so often today. We talk about the risk for sport, and that is some of the risks you have. Is how hard you get in that wall can blow out a tire. I've done it. Many have done it here. When you use that wall as for speed, unless you're Kyle Larson, apparently, who can just do it even when he has a gigantic lead of 11.7 seconds and still run next to the wall, not make a mistake. Sometimes when you're pushing up there, it's just you step over the boundary and you get in there.
And Adam, you just talked about this battle with Creed and Love for 5th and 6th. Well, the next car to get lapped is going to be Jesse Love. I mean, the pace that this 17 car is setting right now, and it just gets magnified the longer we run, Parker. We talked about Sam Mayer being able to hang with him for 15, maybe 20 laps, but as this pace goes on, the 17, it just doesn't have the fall off that the other guys do. Kyle's done a really good job of managing those tires, running high. And this car you're watching right now, you see Larson have to get checked up right there.
Got trapped in behind 14 of Garrett Smith. Saw Brennan pull down to his left. Brennan's had a decent day, spent a lot of it inside the top 20. 21st right now is the veteran driver from the Woodlands, Texas.
And even with that big checkup at the 17 behind Garrett Smith, he still ran the fastest lap on the track. I mean, it's unbelievable to see the pace that he can set right now.
He is just outrageous today, Dylan.
He is, and it was interesting, of course, this race was won on the bottom last fall by Austin Hill, so I asked Adam Wall, the crew chief on this 17 car, are you worried about guys being better than you on the bottom? And he said, no, we are so good on the top that they can run down there if they want, but we know when we go to the top side, we're going to be better than everybody. Last night in the truck race, after Kyle spun, he committed to the full top side all the way around, and Kyle said, it fixed all my problems, so they knew they were going to have to run up there today if they were going to beat everybody. He has put on a clinic right now, and it certainly took care of the problem that was Sam Mayer. He is about to half-track these guys over 12 seconds between first and second right now.
I know there was a lot of discussion heading into this weekend, even in our meetings early in the week, about what line you're going to have to run. And we talked about last year, Austin Hill won, not having to run the top. I just think that what set that apart is that you didn't have a Larson, a Reddick, a Noah Gregson, who I referenced earlier. There are just some guys, they're so fast around the top. I mean, if they're not in the race, then you don't have to. Sam Mayer doesn't have to run the top right now if Larson's not in this race. But to set the pace that 17 car is running, you got to commit to that. And there's just so few guys that are able to do what he can.
He just pushes the competition. And while you hate to see a big advantage like this, you do like what he brings to the table to make some of the younger drivers better. And last night he won the truck race. He probably wasn't.
He didn't have the best truck.
He didn't have the best truck. Probably wasn't going to get it done. He had to spin there. Comes back from that. Heim had all the issues with his truck shutting off. He drives by. He and Lane Riggs late and goes on to get the win. Here's what I love, though. Larson wins. He's humble about it. But after the race, he admitted, I didn't have the best truck. And he gave a ton of credit to Corey Heim, who's one of the great talents. And he also gave a huge shout-out to Lane Riggs. And I would like to do the same, because Lane is really turning a lot of heads in the truck series right now.
It's been, yeah, Lane has. He's done an exceptional job, and you mentioned it. I mean, Heim had the best truck last night. If he doesn't have the issues with the engine shutting off, he's gonna win that race. But what you have to do if you're Larson or anybody else, you just got to put yourself in that position. That if someone else has a misfortune, you're in the right place.
So this battle right here between Brandon Jones and Nick Sanchez, this is slightly important. It's for 7th, but one lap down. If whoever's the leader of this for at least the next couple laps would potentially be in the free pass position, which is wild to say, for the 7th place. So there's a lot at stake here if we were to get a caution between Nick Sanchez and Brandon Jones. If you're in Nick Sanchez's position, you want to get ahead of Brandon Jones as hard as you can. You're going to drive as hard as you can to try and get that position as if it's for the win, because if that caution comes out, it's a new lease on life.
Well, and these guys, if the caution does come out, a lot of guys will do the wave around. We only have 10 or 12 laps to go, so a lot of guys are going to do that wave around. So if you can stay on the lead out when you put the fresh tires on, you're kind of guaranteeing yourself a top 7 finishing position right now.
And if you're watching at home and you're saying, wait, there's only 10 laps left. I mean,
a long time here.
Absolutely. They're going to come down pit road. If you have tires, you come and get them here, no matter how many laps are remaining. Sam Mayer, boy, starting to smell that cash. 7-second advantage. over third place Austin Hill and in position to win the Dash for Cash for the third time in his career.
Parker, if you put yourself in Sam Mayer's position, you want to win the race, but you've got a pretty good cushion on third place, and it's $100,000.
That's what you're gonna say.
Do you want the caution or not? Because I'm thinking I don't know if I can beat Larson,